Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and I'm the Techy agent, and today we're taking a look at the i60 4K action camera, and this is the best GoPro alternative you can buy for under $100. So right out of the box, you can obviously tell that this borrows heavily from the design and concept of the GoPro. They are nearly identical in size. However, the eye is a little bit thicker because it does have an integrated screen on the back, whereas the GoPro doesn't. Now, with that screen comes extra drain on the battery, so the GoPro will last a lot longer than the eye. The eye, you'll be lucky to get an hour of battery life. Now, even with the integrated screen, the eye is about 22 grams lighter than the GoPro. Not significant, but it is enough to where if you're wearing it, you will actually feel a little bit less of a heft using the eye over the GoPro. Now, even though the cases look virtually identical, they are not cross-compatible. However, the accessories to each device are cross-compatible. So all of the attachments that you can purchase for a GoPro will work for the eye and vice versa. Speaking of which, the eye does come packed with a ton of accessories, a lot more than you get with the GoPro when you purchase it. So for a price point of only $89.99, basically 90 bucks, you get the camera along with lots of different accessories. Now, one of the things that I discovered about the eye that was great is that having an integrated screen means that the menus are a lot easier to navigate. So there's one additional button on the eye over the GoPro, and that additional button is used to scroll up and down and to select through the various menus. So the interface that's used to select the various video modes, camera modes, and other settings, it's very easy to use, very intuitive. You can just use the up-down buttons to scroll through the different things you want to select, and then use the select button to select and change different options. This, in my opinion, is a far better setup than having to use GoPro's app paired over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. That has always seemed to me to be a little bit frustrating using the app with the GoPro camera. So let's get into the actual nitty-gritty details and take a look at some actual video samples of this compared against a GoPro Hero 3 White Edition camera, which retails for $200 at the time of this review in contrast with the eye and its $90 price point. So here is the GoPro at 1080p at 30 frames per second with no color correction or post-processing editing done. And here is the eye at 4K tuned down to 1080p at 30 frames per second with no color correction or post-production. Now, one of the things I noticed is that the GoPro has a narrower field of view over the eye, which has a very wide angle, wide field of view. And the colors are more artificially saturated on the eye in comparison with the GoPro. Now, the one potential advantage that the eye has in this situation, being 4K versus the 1080p of the Hero 3 White Edition, is that the eye can actually be cropped in. So even though there's a wider field of view, I've now cropped in the image to match that of the GoPro. And since it's shooting in 4K with the crop, there's not much of a loss of quality. Now, with both the GoPro and the eye zoomed in and cropped in, there's a couple of differences that were noted. The GoPro seemed to do a better job getting detail with a moving subject. So as I'm doing these jump ropes, the GoPro on the left in contrast with the eye on the right, the GoPro seemed to capture more detail as I was moving. Now, interestingly enough, when I'm not moving or when the subject is still, that's where the eye and its 4K abilities actually shine through, and you get a more clear image from the eye when the subject kind of pauses for just a brief moment in the air. But when my body goes back to moving again, then that's where the GoPro clarity takes over again. So they both have some respective strengths and weaknesses in this context. Now, as far as shooting high frame rate, the GoPro can shoot up to 60 frames per second in 720p, in contrast with the eye, which can shoot up to 120 frames per second in 720p. Now, one of the things I noticed is that the eye in this high frame rate has a very grainy, oversaturated look, again, in comparison with the GoPro, which has a little bit more toned down, natural, smoother look to it. Now, with that being said, as I progressively slowed the video down, the GoPro video got a lot more choppy in comparison with the eye video, which continued to stay smooth because it was obviously shooting at a higher frame rate. So So again, we're kind of getting back to the respective strengths and weaknesses. The GoPro has a more natural, smoother looking image, but the i definitely has a better frame rate option, and you can slow video down a lot more without getting choppy video. It really wasn't until I slowed the i image down by 10 times that I started to get maybe a little bit of choppy video, but even then it was very, very smooth. Now there is one area where the GoPro just absolutely blows away the i, and that is on audio. Now, GoPro is not known for having good audio, but it's infinitely better than the i. Okay, they are both outside of their sealed cases now, so this is how the audio sounds like on both of these outside of their sealed cases. They are both outside of their sealed cases now, so this is how the audio sounds like on both of these outside of their sealed cases. So as you can see, the i audio is virtually worthless, but you know what? For an action camera, you're usually not looking to, get audio from the action camera anyhow, so I don't consider that a big loss in my opinion. And what I found is that the i, with a little bit of tuning, a little bit of post-production, I could get really usable video. I mean, video that would be easily mistaken for high-quality GoPro footage. So with a little bit of color correction, a little bit of video editing with iMovie or, Microsoft Movie Maker, whatever free software you have on your computer, you could easily take the i video and make it look fantastic. GoPro also provides a free app for editing GoPro footage, and you can actually edit the i video as well using that free software from the GoPro website. So if you're looking for a GoPro alternative that isn't expensive and doesn't suck, this is definitely a great 4K action camera. I'm going to put a link in the description where you can purchase this directly from Amazon. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is Eric, and I'm the Techy Agent. We'll catch you next time.